Tropes and schemes. They're common in everyday language, but most people have never heard of them. First, I'll be explaining trope. A trope is artful diction, or any figure of speech not taken literally. Yes, that means all these count as tropes. Needless to say, a trope can refer to a lot of things, so I'll give example of trope in its most common forms. Irony, most commonly in the form of sarcasm. It's a trope that changes a word's meaning to its opposite. For example, cake and grief counseling will be available at the conclusion of the test. This is ironic because the cake was a lie. Then there's metonymy. This trope changes a word to represent something closely related. For example, the pen is mightier than the sword. The pen and sword each represent something else. I'd rather have the sword, but you never know. Also, there's the pun, most commonly found in the form of either lame jokes or witty quotes. Puns give a word double meaning. Hey, that reminds me, did you hear about the rich rabbit? He was a millionaire. Anyways, how are you going to remember what a trope is? Well, a trope is derived from the Greek word tropos, meaning twist or turn, so you can think of a trope as a turn from a word's regular meaning. In case you're not fluent in Greek, here's another way to remember trope. It helps to think of the most obvious example of trope, which is the metaphor. This replaces a word with another for comparison. It's clear that a metaphor should not be taken literally, so don't use the word literally to describe a trope. For example, here's a quotation taken from the late Jerry Falwell. "If we do not act now, homosexuals will own America. If you and I do not speak up now, this homosexual steamroller will literally crush all decent men, women, and children who get in its way, and our nation will pay a terrible price." The trope is the steamroller, which is not meant literally. On an unrelated note, this guy also linked homosexuality to AIDS, Teletubbies, and 9/11, but I digress. In conclusion, tropes are the confusing parts of our language where you say something you don't really mean. Well, thanks for watching.